Okay, it has been almost 2 years since I have uploaded a video to this channel, and I want to talk about why I haven't. And it's going to be a little bit of a vulnerable video, so try not to roast me too hard in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Uh, at first and foremost, the two main things that are killing my drive to do this at all is mental health issues. I don't think any of us are really strangers to that. And burnout. Mental health primarily being depression / seasonal depression and anxiety. And burnout just being the general idea that I have been chasing doing YouTube since 2015 now. That's when I first started doing YouTube. And over the years, I've done so many different kinds of channels and never really found a niche until this one. And I started putting this unrealistic pressure on myself where every single video had to look super perfect. Every single video had to be better than the next. You start getting all wrapped up and seeing all these YouTube people who are like, one up yourself every video. Every single video counts, every single number counts, instead of making it fun and being about yourself. And I started becoming so numbers obsessed and gear obsessed and lenses obsessed, and it just became this repetitive cycle of it doesn't look better than the last video. They're going to get bored. They're going to, putting yourself in all of these terrible situations that never really occur. And that kind of coincides with the mental health issues of it all. When it also comes to burnout, the general setup of this room is very difficult. In all of my previous videos, the setup that I'm at right now was up against that wall, and I have completely flipped my room around. And so I haven't really found a way to make it feel, again, this is obsessing with the whole it's got to look perfect thing. I haven't found a way to make it feel like I'm happy with the setup. And so what I settled for is doing this. Going forward, the new A-roll content when you see me on screen is going to be me sitting at my desk like this with an SM7B and my A6000 with the Sigma 16mm lens on it that I just picked up. This will be more than sufficient for what the A-roll footage is, because I want to get more into the process of getting the videos done and talking about things that I actually enjoy talking about, rather than obsessing over I've got to be sitting in front of my desk and showing off my setup and everything like that, because I don't think people really care that much about it. They care more about the actual content itself of the video. And don't get me wrong, I like having my PVM right here, and it looks good on camera and things like that, but that's not what makes the video good. It's the content of the video, because the biggest video on this channel is the 20 OBS tips and tricks, and it's quite literally just me sitting in my streaming overlay and cutting out all the dead space between explaining 20 unique tips that you could use in OBS. And I'm going to be making an updated video on that because there's a lot of new features that have come out since then. It might not be 20 this time. It might only be like 10 or 15, but I'll try and push it to 20 if I can. The other thing about doing those videos is that it eventually just became a really big hassle because of trying to use all the gear that I had. Setting everything up was exhausting. Behind me, you can see I've got my Canon 80D right here on my tripod, and that's the camera that I was always using before to record with. And you'd have to make sure the batteries were charged or use a dummy battery. And then also I would have to use 2 softboxes, a ring light, and then set up a shotgun mic. And then I would have to take the SD card out and then export all the footage over to my PC and then start the editing process and setting everything up, making sure everything was correct and consistent with the quality from videos before, whereas I can just leave this setup the way it is. You might see things on my desk shift around, but for the most part, this camera is not going to move. And then that camera back there can be all the pretty B-roll footage where you see the product and it's like the camera's nice, slowly panning around sort of thing. It's going to make the process a lot easier, because getting the A-roll, getting this part of it done is the most grueling process of it. And this is all me just talking off the cuff right now. There's no script. I'm just speaking from my heart. I've got like some points on my monitor here that I want to talk about, but that's just to kind of keep the general idea going. The other thing is that after getting all of that set up, having to actually remember this script without having a teleprompter is incredibly difficult and exhausting. Having to re-record things over and over and over again because I have to remember it from just reading my script multiple times and trying to hope that I touch on points was also exhausting. So being able to sit here and now I can have like a bullet point on this monitor and just touch over things and then easily cut anything that I said incorrectly out, that's going to make the process much more streamlined. That's the biggest thing that caused the burnout, was the setup process and the recording process was just too much time because I'm just recording in my home. I'm not recording like in a studio or anything like that. If I eventually get to a point where I can have my own studio, great. Then all of my gear can just get set up all the time, and then I'll have a dedicated A-roll cam and a dedicated B-roll cam. But that's what we're going to be doing like this from now on, because there are plenty of successful content creators who only ever use one camera or use just their phone to record with. And the other thing that makes it incredibly difficult was in the summer, this room gets extremely hot. I think in the how to make any webcam look like a DSLR video, I briefly mentioned that it's super hot, so I've got to get this done over with really quick. I had to turn the AC off because it would get picked up by the mic. But going forward, I'm just going to leave the AC running, and I'll just do some post-editing processing to get the background noise out of it, because I cannot afford to let this room get smoldering hot, because then I won't want to record, and I don't want to get back in that stuck rut of like, oh, I got to wait until it cools off, because these are windows right here. These are 2 blackout curtains, and this is just a regular curtain, this striped one right here. And these windows face the west. And so in the summer, as the sun sets, this window is like, I don't know, it's probably 4 or 5 feet tall by wide, and there's 3 of them. And so, which the outer ones are sliders, but the middle one's just stationary. And so all that heat from the sun billows in, and I'm on the 2nd floor. And so it just rises and cooks, and this room gets up to the low 90s sometimes. And with my AC, I can at least get it down to about the mid 70s if it's continually running on high. And so I just need to take some preventative measures to make sure that I can record comfortably and make that I'm satisfied with all of the sound. Because as long as the audio sounds good, I'm happy. And as long as the video looks good enough, this is more than sufficient for what will need to be for A-roll footage on videos. I think I'll be much happier with making content, because there's actually a lot of topics that I want to talk about, but it's this trap that I put myself in of I have to be sitting in front of my desk looking that way with the camera sitting way over there, and then a shotgun mic sitting above me with 2 softboxes and a ring light, all recording to the computer. Like it was like an hour setup process. Then I got to test to make sure everything looks good. Got to make sure that the exposure on the camera is correct. Got to make sure that the audio levels are correct. And if anything doesn't record properly, which I've lost footage before on old YouTube videos, that immediately kills my vibe. Like, I don't want to record that video anymore. I have to either make a choice to plow through it or just drop the video entirely. And normally I would just plow through it and re-record either the same day and just stay up late, or come back to it like a week later after I've gotten the enthusiasm back up for the video. But just streamlining the overall process and fighting mental health issues is a big issue. I wouldn't be surprised if I am undiagnosed ADHD. I think I have what's it called? Executive dysfunction issues, where like if I don't feel any reward for doing it, then I don't want to do it, sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. We know that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that, is somewhat true. And my goal as of right now is to record 1 video a week, maybe 2. Sorry, not a week. Sorry, 1 video a week or every other week is the goal. 1 week or every other week. 2 videos a month minimum is my goal. That would what I would like to do. But also, I still read all of the comments, by the way, on YouTube. I still read every comment that comes in through YouTube. So if you've stayed all the way up to the 9-minute mark, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I do read every single comment that comes in. Still, I still have my main account logged in on my phone, and I still have the YouTube Studio app to see everything. And closing in on 14K subs without uploading a video in 2 years is very humbling, and I'm very grateful for that I've made enough content that people still like what I do. So I also am going to be uploading content to my second channel, which is just going to be highlights from streams, which obviously I still have, this is literally just my Just Chatting channel from Twitch. This is exactly what you'll see if you come to a Twitch stream. So if you want to check me out there, link in the description down below. Also, so my other channel is called Pixel Perfect, just like this, and then just plays after it. Link in the description for that as well. And for now, it's primarily just going to be Balatro content. That's all I've really been playing on stream. I don't have any particular goal for that channel. It's, I would like to have somewhat of a following with Balatro because it's easily the most fun I've had with the game in years. I've kind of stopped playing FPS altogether because I'm not really satisfied with any of the first-person shooters that are out. And I've put countless hours into Minecraft to the point where I don't think I can go out of my way to try and reinvent the wheel with Minecraft anymore. So it's like, that one is just something I play casually. So if you want to subscribe to that channel, that would be great. If not, cool. Come say hi over on Twitch. I'd appreciate it. You can also hop in Discord if you have any tech questions. Link in the description for all of these places down below. Thanks if you watched all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Try to be kind with me if I don't adhere to the one video a week or one video every other week. It might be like 3 weeks of no videos and then 2 drop in 1 week. As long as I upload 1 a month, I'm happy with that. I don't want to put so much pressure on myself that I end up just burning out again, just like I did for the last 2 years, and not wanting to do it ever. Simplifying the process where I can literally just click start recording in OBS and my audio works and it's synced and there's no issues and the camera is already on and the exposure is fine. Everything's literally just click and we're going, is going to help revitalize my passion for wanting to actually make videos in a space that otherwise makes it pretty difficult for me to do that. So thanks for watching. And I will I look forward to reading the comments from this, and I look forward to seeing all of the new comments on the new tech videos that I make. Some things I would like to talk about. There's going to be at least 2 new dual PC videos because a lot of tech has changed for that. I found some new configurations that I'm pretty happy with. I'm going to talk about how to stream retro consoles. There's a lot to cover about this, which is pretty fun. I'm also going to just start kind of talking more about things I'm passionate about in terms of like retro gaming. Like I have a modded Super Nintendo up here, and I have a flash cart here that you can play any Super Nintendo game on, sort of thing, and how you can automate certain things, because I do speedrunning as well, So there's a lot of cool topics that I want to talk about that aren't going to be specifically relegated to just YouTube, Twitch, OBS tech tutorials. I want to talk about tech in general, because that's always just been a hobby of mine. So thanks for listening to me ramble for 14 minutes. It feels good to record a new video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.